Grand rising, my beautiful kings and queens, and welcome to Morning Tea with Mel B, where we pour the tea, tell the truth, pull the receipts, and leave you with something that you can actually use. This is the Relationship Receipts Week, and today we're talking about something that cuts deep because the wound usually comes from people we were taught to trust first: family. And not the cute version, not the matching t-shirts at the reunion version, not the smiling holiday picture where everybody knows somebody at the table or somebody an apology. Because family can be love, but family can also be guilt. Today's daily focus is Bloodline or Blindfold, when family uses love as leverage. Because sometimes we are not honoring family. Sometimes we are being held hostage by the idea of family. All right, so let's move on to our affirmation of the day. Repeat after me. I can love my family and still protect my peace. I do not have to accept disrespect to prove loyalty. I honor my roots without allowing my wounds to rule my life. I am allowed to set boundaries, choose my healing, and create a home within myself where peace is welcome. Some kings and queens, I can love you from the bottom of my heart and still not let you sit in the front row of my nervous system. Access is earned, even with matching last names. And let the people say, Ashe. All right, on to the news you can use. It's time for the news you can use. President Trump and the president of China are meeting at the center of the Iran war, trade, and Taiwan tension. The president is in Beijing meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, with the Iran war, trade issues, and Taiwan all sitting heavy on the table. Reuters reports the president is expected to ask China for help ending the Iran conflict, while AP reports Xi warned that mishandling Taiwan could push the U.S. and China toward conflict. Now, this is one of them grown folks situations where everybody in the room is smiling for the cameras, but the energy is given say the wrong thing, and this dinner table is getting flipped over. All right, on to more news. We have wholesale inflation jumped 6%, meaning prices may keep pressing us. U.S. producer prices rose 6% from a year earlier in April, the highest level in more than 3 years, with energy costs tied to the Iran war putting pressure on companies to pass higher costs to its consumers. So basically, the price tag said, I see your paycheck, and I'm saying run that. Gas, groceries, bills, everybody get their hand out like we owe them child support. And the money is just disappearing. All right, last up, this one here is a little heavy, but I got questions. All right, now third topic for today. The CDC says U.S. public risk remains low as hantavirus cruise ship cluster reaches 11 cases and 3 deaths. Health officials are still monitoring the multi-country hantavirus outbreak linked to the MV Honduras cruise ship, but the CDC says the risk to the general U.S. public remains very low. The outbreak involves the Andes virus, a type of hantavirus that can cause severe lung illness, and unlike most hantaviruses, can rarely spread person to person. As of yesterday, the WHO, the World Health Organization, reported 11 total cases, including 3 deaths. A U.S. doctor who had been placed in a Nebraska biocontainment unit after helping sick patients has now been released from that high-level isolation after improved testing showed he was symptom-free. He will continue regular quarantine monitoring with other U.S. passengers. Now, kings and queens, I hear the CDC saying the risk is low, but let's keep it a buck. When people are dead, folks have the right to ask questions. Who got questions? I do. Because low risk does not mean no risk. A low risk definitely does not mean we gonna shut down, sit down, be quiet, and just accept a press release like it came down from Mount Sinai. Because if this virus is serious enough for quarantine, biocontainment, medical flights, contact tracking, and people being monitored for 42 days, then the WHO needs to provide the public with more honest answers. Don't just say risk is low and expect regular people not to side-eye the whole situation. Because we're not panicking, but we also not playing dumb. After what the country went through already with COVID and mixed government messages, officials need to explain why before people fill in the blanks themselves and start crashing out. So kings and queens, stay ready before we have to get ready. That's all I'm going to say. All right, let's move on to our morning tea. Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. Public argument, reconciliation rumors, and co-parenting pressure. Today's relationship tea fits our topic because it's about what happens when love, parenting, public image, and emotional history all pile into the same car with no seatbelts. People reports Cardi B addressed a viral video that appeared to show her arguing with Stephon Diggs in public. The video has no audio, and Cardi later joked on X about cussing out her baby's father when she was hungry. But at the end of the day, they're human. Personally, arguing in public speaks volumes. But when the world sees it, everybody has an opinion. Cardi shouldn't have to go to social media to explain herself, but I get it. She has to do damage control herself for both the images. Nonetheless, celebrities are real people with everyday issues, just like us. All right, everybody, you know what time it is. It's time for the Daily Focus. And the Daily Focus today is Bloodline or Blindfold, when family uses love as leverage. Kings and queens, today we're talking about family. Not the cute holiday picture family, not the matching shirts at the reunion family. We're talking about the real family stuff people whisper about but don't want to face. The pain, the jealousy, the lies, the favoritism, the guilt trips, the fake support, the secrets everybody knows but nobody wants to say out loud. Because let's keep it $1.50. Everybody related to you is not rooting for you. Some family members only love you when you're useful. Some only support you when you're struggling. Some only want you close enough to control you, but not healed enough to outgrow them. And when you finally start setting boundaries, suddenly you acting different. No, you're not acting different. You're acting healed. Family can be love, but family can also be the first place you learn betrayal. Some of us learned early that speaking the truth gets you labeled disrespectful. Some of us were taught to stay quiet to protect people who never protected us. Some of us kept forgiving people who never even admitted they hurt us. And that right there will drain your soul. Because family hurts, because family hurt hits different. It comes from people you trusted, people you share blood with, people you thought would clap when you won, but instead got quiet when you started rising. Talk about jealousy. Some relatives don't hate you because you did anything wrong. They resent you because you survived what was supposed to break you. They don't like your growth. They don't like your peace. They don't like your confidence. They don't like that you finally stopped needing their approval. So now they call you stuck up. Now they say you changed. Now they say you think you better than everybody else. No, you just stop shrinking. And let's talk about love being used as leverage. Some family members will say, after all I did for you, every time they want to control you. They'll say, we family, when they need money, time, access. But where was all that family loyalty when you were hurt? Where was all that bloodline energy when you needed support? Where was all that love when they were lying on you, judging you, competing with you, or telling your business? That's not family. That's emotional rivalry with matching DNA. And another thing, stop letting people excuse bad behavior with that's just how they are. Okay, then this is just how I protect my peace. We are not normalizing disrespect because somebody's older either. We are not ignoring damage because somebody shares our last name. We are not calling silence respect when it's really fear. Respect goes both ways. You can love your family and still limit their access. You can forgive somebody and still not trust them. You can honor where you came from and still refuse to go back to dysfunction. Because blood may connect you, but behavior determines access. And that's the part people don't like. Some people don't want peace. They want control. They want you quiet. They want you available. They want the old version of you that tolerated everything and called it loyalty. But the healed version of you, that version says, That version stops explaining. That version stops begging to be understood. That version stops showing up for people who only drain, use, and dismiss you. And let me say this clear. You are not wrong for protecting yourself from family. You're not wrong for stepping back. You're not wrong for choosing peace over guilt. And you're not wrong for loving people from a distance. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stop giving front row seats to people who keep throwing rocks at your stage. So today's truth is simple. Family is supposed to be a root, not a rope. If they only love you when you're useful, that's not love. They only respect you when you're quiet, that's not respect. If they only support you when you're down, that's not support. If they only show up to control you, that's not family. That's bondage wearing a familiar face. Kings and queens, protect your peace. Love does not require you to abandon yourself, and blood does not give anybody lifetime access to disrespect you. So here's today's family receipts. Family love should not require emotional blindness. You should not have to pretend something did not hurt you because the person who did it is related to you. You should not have to stay silent to keep a family image clean. You should not have to keep showing up where your spirit keeps leaving wounded. And you should not have to trade your peace for approval, because sometimes the family tie is real, but so is the harm. And grown healing requires telling the truth about both. All right, now let's move on to who is playing in our face. So let's call out some family games. 1, the after all I did for you game. This is when somebody brings up every sacrifice they ever made anytime you set a boundary. Yep, people may have helped you. Yep, people may have sacrificed. Yep, people may have done things you should appreciate. The help should not become a lifetime leash. Love that keeps an invoice is not love. That's emotional accounting. 2, the family image protection plan. This is when everybody is more concerned about how the family looks than how people actually feel. Saying, don't tell nobody. Don't embarrass the family. Don't bring that up. And don't start no drama. But telling the truth is not starting drama. Sometimes the drama started when the harm happened and nobody said nothing. The truth just turned the lights on. That's it. 3, the selective elder respect rule. Now listen, over here, we respect our elders, but respect is not the same as silence. An elder can be honored and corrected. An elder can be loved and held accountable. An elder can have wisdom and still have wounds they never healed from. Age deserves respect, but age does not cancel disrespect. 4, the sibling scoreboard. Some families keep score between siblings. Who makes more money? Who got married? Who had kids? Who went to school? Who helps out the most? Who calls the most? Who's the responsible one? And who's the problem child? And before you know it, everybody is competing for the love that should have never been divided. Now 5, the weaponized family titles. The mother who says, I'm your mother, but refuses to respect your adulthood. The father who says, I did the best I could, but never admits where he caused damage. The sibling who competes with you but calls it joking. That auntie who says, I'm just telling the truth, but only tells the truth when it humiliates somebody. The cousin who borrows money like you a dang subscription service. And the relative who says, we don't put family business out there. but what they really mean is don't expose what we've been hiding. My take, some families don't want peace. They want silence. Peace requires accountability. Silence just requires everybody to shut up and eat the potato salad like ain't nothing happened. Now, some family truths we don't say enough. So let's say the quiet parts out loud. Some family members are jealous because you became what they never gave themselves permission to become. Some relatives only want you around so they can measure their life against yours. Some people call you arrogant when you are really just no longer insecure. Folks mistake your boundaries for betrayal because your old availability benefited them. Some family members want forgiveness because it frees them, but not because they care how they hurt you. And some people are not mad that you left. They're mad they can't control your story anymore. So our family receipts today: 1, family is supposed to be a place of belonging, not a courtroom where you keep defending your boundaries. 2, forgiveness does not require full access. You can forgive somebody and still keep that gate closed. 3, guilt is not guidance. If somebody has to make you feel terrible to get what they want, that is not wisdom. That's manipulation with family seasoning on it. 4, the family title does not erase the behavior. A toxic mother, father, sibling, cousin, auntie, uncle, and even grandparents can still be toxic. And 5, breaking a cycle will make you look disloyal to people who benefited from that cycle. That does not mean you're wrong. It means the pattern is losing power. All right, kings and queens, it's time for Common Sense Court, where common sense holds the gavel and the comments bring the verdict. And family excuses don't get the EIPC. Today's case, the people versus family guilt trips. So we have a woman who has always been considered the strong one in her family. She is the one people call when they need money. She's the one people call when they need a ride. She's the one people call when somebody needs paperwork done, a bill paid, a child watched, a situation fixed, or just emotional support at midnight. She has been doing this and showing up for people for years, but now she's tired. She is building her life, protecting her peace, trying to heal, trying to get her finances together, and trying to stop being everybody's emergency contact when nobody checks to see if she's okay. So she started getting and setting boundaries. She says, I can't lend money right now. I'm not getting in the middle of that. And I'm not coming if y'all gonna do nothing but argue. Or I just need some space. And now the family's saying stuff like, you changed. You think you better than us? After everything we did for you, you forgot about family? Or, my favorite, you just being selfish. So there's the poll. There's your choices. Make sure you go to the channel and you can put your option there. All right, so Common Sense Court will let the people decide. But here, of course, is my ruling. I choose C with a D warning. Start setting boundaries. Make them clear, firm, and consistent ones. No long speeches, no emotional press conference. No, don't let me have to explain that 47 more times. Just, I love you, but my answer is no. I'm protecting my peace. But if the guilt, disrespect, and manipulation continue, then we move from C to D. Because boundaries without consequences are just suggestions. And we're not living our grown life off of suggestions. Case adjourned. All right, everybody, let's move on to Roots and Reality. Kings and Queens, today's Roots and Reality is about something deep in our cultural DNA. Family was never just about who shared blood. Family was about who helped you survive. In many African cultures, kinship has always been bigger than just the mother, father, sister, and brother. Kinship connects people through blood, marriage, community, responsibility, and shared obligation. Britannica defines kinship as social organization built around real or recognized family ties. And when our ancestors were ripped from their homelands, separated from their relatives, and forced to rebuild life under oppression, they created new family systems. That's where we see the power of extended family, fictive kin, and chosen bonds. Fictive kin means people who are not legally or biologically related, but they function like family. That's your auntie, who ain't really your auntie. That's the neighbor who helped raise you. That's the church mother, the family friend, the elder on the block, the cousin by love and not by paperwork. And let's be real, a lot of us were raised on that and by that village. Research on African American family networks shows that wide family connections have historically helped people share support, resources, identity, and care beyond legal and birth ties. Studies also show that fictive kin and extended support networks have long played an important role in African American families. But here's where roots meets reality. Our ancestors used family systems for survival, not manipulation. The village was supposed to protect you, not guilt you, not drain you, not silence you, not control you, not use we family as a leash. Somewhere along the line, some people confuse family responsibility with emotional ownership. And no, kings and queens, that ain't the root, that's the rock. Real kinship means I help you without holding it over your head. I correct you without crushing you. I love you without having to control you. And I protect you without possessing you. Because in our culture, family has always been bigger than blood. But that also means that if someone shares your blood but destroys your peace, they may be kin by biology, but not by behavior. And somebody with no blood relation may be more family than the people who show up only when they need money, gossip, forgiveness, or just access. So today's Roots and Reality truth is simple. Bloodline is history. Behavior is evidence. You can honor your roots without letting dysfunction keep growing in your house. And that's roots, and that's reality. All right, let's move right along to our horoscopes. Family Receipts Edition. So we start with Aries. Aries, your fire is real today, but choose your battles wisely. Family tension may test you, but every comment does not deserve your whole volcano. Your lucky numbers today are 51, 68, and 94. Taurus, comfort matters, but don't stay loyal to patterns that keep hurting you. Peace may require you a new boundary and a shorter explanation. Lucky numbers today are 52, 73, and 88. Gemini, be careful with family conversations today. Speak clearly, but do not let anyone pull you into a debate you already outgrew. Your lucky numbers today are 53, 79, 96. Yep, I chose high numbers today. Cancer, your heart wants to hold everybody, but you are not required to carry what other people refuse to heal. Your lucky numbers today are 54, 71, and 90. Leo, you may feel pressure to perform strength today. Remember, being strong also means admitting when something hurts. Your lucky numbers today are 55, 82, and 97. Virgo, stop trying to fix every family pattern with logic. Some people do not need another explanation. They need a consequence. Your lucky numbers today are 56, 74, and 91. Libra, peacekeeping is not your assignment today. Choose honest calm over fake harmony. Your lucky numbers are 57, 83, and 98. So, trust what your spirit has been telling you. If a family pattern keeps repeating, stop calling it a misunderstanding. Your lucky numbers today are 76, 92, and 58. Sagittarius, freedom may call louder today. You can love your people and still need room to breathe. Your lucky numbers today are 59, 84, and 99. Capricorn, you may be tired of being the responsible one. Let people solve what they keep creating. Your lucky numbers today are 60, 77, and 93. Aquarius, Your detachment protects you, but don't let it turn into silence where truth is needed. Say what needs to be said, then step back. Your lucky numbers today are 61, 86, and 95. And Pisces. Compassion is beautiful, but guilt is not a love language. Do not confuse someone's emotional pressure with your responsibility. Your lucky numbers today are 62, 87, and 89. All right, everyone, let's move right along to our truth bomb. Our truth bomb for today: family can be sacred and still need boundaries. Those two things can be true at the same time. You can love your people, you can honor your roots, you can appreciate the sacrifices, and you can remember the good. And still say, I love you, but I choose peace. Because healing does not mean you hate your family. Sometimes healing means you stop letting old family patterns decide who you become. And kings and queens, breaking cycles is not betrayal. It's legacy work. Ashe. So before we close out today, I want to invite you to support the author behind the mic. My novel, Black Butterfly, is available now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Every purchase, review, and share help me keep creating this platform, telling our stories, and creating work with purpose. So grab your copy, give one to a friend, and thank you for supporting independent storytelling. Kings and queens, you can continue to watch these shows by following Morning Tea with Mel B on Instagram, Mel B on Facebook, and subscribe to the Mel B Experience on YouTube. Tomorrow, we're closing out Relationship Week with a powerful one. The relationship glow up, choosing peace without apology. We're talking about what it looks like when you stop begging people to love you right. Stop explaining your boundaries and start choosing peace like your life depends on it, because it does. Until tomorrow, protect your peace, check your receipts, and remember, blood may explain the connection, but behavior determines the access. I'm Mel B, and this has been Morning Tea with Mel B. Keep your cup full, your eyes open, and your spirit protected. Period.